Are you sifting through old coin jars, hoping to strike it rich, but have no idea what to look for? Stop guessing. This video is your ultimate guide to identifying the 7 rarest wheat pennies, the ones experts are always hunting. We'll show you exactly how to spot these elusive treasures and understand their true market value. Number 1. What if I told you that one of the most mysterious coins in American history could be hiding in your change jar right now? A coin so legendary, it has confused experts, amazed collectors, and turned ordinary people into overnight sensations when discovered in perfect condition. This is not just another penny story. This is the electrifying tale of the 1944 wheat penny with the D mint mark, a coin forged in the chaos of World War II, carrying both a mystery of metal and a fortune in value that few can believe even exists. Back in 1944, America was in the heart of wartime production, with every ounce of copper being diverted to the military effort for bullets, wires, and shell casings. The U.S. Mint, scrambling to conserve materials, had struck steel pennies in 1943, but by 1944, copper returned to circulation, or at least, that was the plan. The Denver Mint began striking billions of 1-cent coins using reclaimed shell casings, giving birth to the iconic 1944 D wheat penny, known for its beautiful reddish tone and patriotic origins. However, something went wrong deep within the minting machines, and that mistake created one of the most coveted rarities in all of American coinage. Among the copper coins, a few rare steel planchets from 1943 slipped through by accident, and when struck with the 1944 D dies, they created a small handful of steel 1944 D wheat pennies that should not exist. Imagine that, a coin meant to be copper, but born of steel, in a year when no such metal should have been used. This error transformed the 1944 D from a common cent into a legend that every collector dreams of finding. Even the regular copper version of the 1944 D wheat penny holds immense significance. Its design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the 2 wheat ears framing 1 cent on the reverse, represents an era of national pride and resilience. The Denver Mint mark beneath the date adds to its appeal, and collectors always look for sharp, detailed strikes and rich original color. High-grade examples gleam with a deep red luster, showing the craftsmanship of wartime minting at its finest. The steel version, however, is the real showstopper. Its silver-gray surface and magnetic properties make it instantly stand out, and experts confirm that only a few dozen genuine examples are known to exist. Finding one is like uncovering a time capsule from the war itself, a tangible piece of American history that was never meant to escape the minting floor. Collector demand for both versions remains intense. The copper 1944 D in top mint state condition can sell for impressive sums, but the ultra-rare steel 1944 D wheat penny is in a league of its own. Every major auction featuring one has drawn headlines, with collectors and investors battling for ownership of this wartime miracle. Its story combines human error, historical significance, and pure numismatic rarity, the perfect formula for a coin that captures hearts and imaginations alike. Condition plays a critical role in determining value. Coins with bright original color, no wear, and strong strike details can fetch thousands of dollars. The red, brown, and red designations by grading services such as PCGS and NGC make a significant difference in value, and full mint state copper examples command extraordinary premiums. For the steel version, authenticity and surface preservation are everything. One small scratch can reduce value, while a flawless specimen can send prices skyrocketing beyond imagination. Now let us talk about real numbers, the kind that make collectors' hearts race. A genuine 1944 D steel wheat penny sold at heritage auctions for an astonishing $115,000. Another example crossed the block at Stack's Bowers Galleries for over $60,000, showing how even lightly circulated examples can bring life-changing amounts. Meanwhile, the 1944 D copper wheat penny in pristine red mint state condition has sold for as much as $12,000. With average uncirculated pieces ranging between $100 and $500, depending on color and strike quality. So now the question becomes, what if one of these treasures is sitting right in front of you? Could you be holding a coin struck in error, a piece of history worth more than a luxury car? Every coin collector dreams of that one discovery, the find that changes everything. Have you ever checked your own 1944 pennies closely, or do you believe one of these rare steel versions might be hiding in your collection right now? If this story of the 1944 wheat penny has ignited your curiosity, hit that like button and tell me in the comments which rare coin you dream of finding next. Do not just watch history, be part of it, because the next legendary discovery might be in your very own pocket change right now. Number 2. What if one single penny could turn the entire coin collecting world upside down? A coin so famous, so mysterious, and so valuable, that even those who know nothing about coins have heard whispers of its legend. It is a coin that appeared by accident, a mechanical mishap that became a masterpiece of minting history. This is the story of the 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin that transformed from a printing error into one of the most iconic and valuable treasures in all of American numismatics. The year was 1955, a time of change, progress, and post-war prosperity in the United States. The Lincoln wheat penny had already become a national symbol, honoring the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln and the strength of the American spirit. But one fateful night at the Philadelphia Mint, something extraordinary happened. As the coin presses thundered through the night, one die alignment went catastrophically wrong, and what emerged was a batch of pennies unlike anything the world had ever seen. Instead of the crisp, single-layered lettering of a normal strike, these coins displayed a shocking doubling on the obverse side. The date, 1955, and the inscriptions, Liberty and In God We Trust, appeared boldly doubled, as if printed twice in perfect misalignment. The result was mesmerizing, a ghostly, almost supernatural look that instantly stood out from the billions of ordinary cents produced that year. What was meant to be a small human mistake at the mint became one of the greatest minting errors in American history. Collectors today call it the 1955 double-die wheat penny, and it holds an almost mythical reputation among coin enthusiasts. Only a limited number escaped into circulation before mint officials realized the error. Most of them were distributed in cigarette rolls, grocery tills, and change drawers, quietly slipping into the hands of unsuspecting Americans who had no idea they were holding history itself. The appearance of these doubled letters made the coin instantly recognizable even to the naked eye. Unlike other minting errors that require magnification, the 1955 double die can be spotted by anyone, making it one of the most thrilling discoveries for beginners and professionals alike. Its rarity and visual drama created a wave of excitement that still echoes through the coin world today. Demand for this coin has never faded. Every major collector dreams of owning one, and each time an example appears at auction, bidding wars erupt among enthusiasts from around the world. The fascination lies not just in its rarity, but in its story, a reminder that even a mistake can become a masterpiece of American history. Condition is everything when it comes to value. Coins that remain bright, with no wear and crisp doubling visible, are worth a fortune. Grading services like PCGS and NGC assign these gems mint state grades, and the difference between a circulated example and a pristine uncirculated one can mean tens of thousands of dollars in value. The coin's legendary doubling makes it one of the most studied and authenticated mint errors in existence. Now, for the part everyone waits for, the real-world numbers that prove how powerful this small copper coin truly is. A 1955 double-die wheat penny graded mint state 65 red by Heritage Auctions sold for an astounding $114,000. Another example in superb red-brown condition brought $70,000, proving that even lightly circulated examples can bring life-changing money. This 1-cent coin continues to amaze, inspire, and fuel the dreams of collectors everywhere. But here is a question that will spark every collector's curiosity. Which U.S. wheat penny holds the record for selling at the highest price in American history? The answer might surprise you. It is the legendary 1943 bronze wheat penny, a coin born out of wartime metal shortages and struck by accident when leftover bronze planchets from 1942 were used in 1943 instead of steel. One of these remarkable coins sold at Heritage Auctions for an unbelievable $1,750,000. Yes, over $1,750,000 for a single penny. Stories like these remind us why coin collecting is far more than a hobby. It is a journey through history, art, and luck combined. Every collector who holds a coin knows they are holding a piece of America's past, and sometimes, that very coin can change a life forever. So I ask you, what rare treasures might be waiting in your pocket right now? If the incredible story of the 1955 double-die wheat penny has amazed you, hit that like button and tell me in the comments which US coin you believe could be the next million-dollar discovery. Because as history has shown, the next legendary coin could already be in your hands, waiting to make one lucky collector a millionaire. Number 3. Imagine holding a coin that was never meant to exist, a mysterious glimmer of steel from the heart of wartime America. A single cent that defied all odds and became one of the most valuable treasures in United States history. The 1944 steel wheat penny with the San Francisco Mint mark is not just a coin, it is a time capsule of World War II, a symbol of error, rarity, and pure luck that transformed an everyday piece of change into a collector's dream worth an astonishing fortune. In 1943, the United States Mint made a drastic change due to the ongoing war. Copper was urgently needed for ammunition and military equipment, so pennies were struck from zinc-coated steel instead. But in 1944, the mint switched back to copper, melting down recycled shell casings from the battlefields of World War II to produce the iconic bronze wheat pennies. Yet, somewhere deep within the San Francisco Mint, a few leftover steel planchets from the previous year were accidentally used to strike a small handful of 1944 wheat pennies, creating one of the most extraordinary minting mistakes in American coinage history. What makes the 1944 steel wheat penny so breathtakingly rare is its accidental birth in a year when not a single steel coin was supposed to exist. Most pennies from 1944 are a warm copper color, but this one gleams with the silvery shine of steel, standing out immediately to anyone who knows what to look for. Imagine sifting through a pile of ordinary brown cents and spotting one that looks completely different. That is the moment when a collector's heart skips a beat. Under close inspection, you will see the familiar design of Victor David Brenner, Abraham Lincoln's dignified profile on the obverse, and the elegant wheat stalks on the reverse. The S Mint mark below the date confirms its San Francisco origin, adding even more significance since only a few of these 1944 steel wheat pennies were ever struck there. This is a coin so rare that even the most advanced collectors and grading experts consider it one of the holy grails of American numismatics. The demand for this coin among collectors is almost beyond belief. The combination of its wartime story, its striking error, and its silvery steel composition has made it a legend in the hobby. Only a handful of authenticated specimens are known to exist, and every time one appears at auction, it captures worldwide attention. The excitement it generates is unlike any other penny, because every collector knows that discovering one could mean instant life-changing wealth. Condition and grading play a massive role in determining the value of this coin. The few known 1944 steel wheat pennies that have surfaced have been graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Company, with even mid-grade examples fetching incredible prices. The surface should be bright and free from corrosion, with a full strike and strong details visible in Lincoln's hair and the wheat lines on the reverse. Each tiny mark or flaw can influence the final price, but when found in pristine condition, this coin can reach truly astronomical heights. Now let us talk about real numbers, the kind that make collectors' jaws drop. According to verified records, one 1944 steel wheat penny graded mint state 66 by the Professional Coin Grading Service sold through heritage auctions for an unbelievable $373,750. Yes, nearly $400,000 for a single penny that was never meant to exist. Even lower-graded examples have sold for over $100,000, proving that this steel cent is a true legend among American coins. And here is where things get even more fascinating. While the 1944 steel penny dominates the spotlight, the regular 1944 copper wheat penny also holds impressive value when found in top mint state condition. Some red-toned uncirculated examples have reached prices exceeding $10,000 at auction, reminding collectors that even the more common 1944 cents can be worth a small fortune when preserved perfectly. So now the question goes to you. Have you ever checked your old penny jar, your coin rolls, or that box of childhood change sitting in a drawer for decades? Could there be a 1944 steel wheat penny hiding in plain sight, waiting to change your life forever? Imagine finding one and realizing you are holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, a tiny piece of history that connects your hands directly to America's wartime past. If this story amazed you, then do not just scroll away. Let your curiosity take charge. Drop a comment and tell us which rare coins you have found or hope to discover one day. Hit the like button if you love learning about rare American coins, and keep your eyes open, because sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise of your life. This is HD Coins World, where history, mystery, and fortune meet in the palm of your hand. Number 4. Imagine reaching into a handful of old coins and pulling out a penny that looks ordinary. But what if that tiny copper coin could actually be worth thousands of dollars today? The 1950 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of those hidden treasures that proves great value can still come from the most unexpected places. This coin may not carry the fame of a century-old rarity, yet its story, condition, and collector demand make it a true sleeper gem in the world of American coin collecting. To understand the 1950 no mint mark wheat penny, we must first step back into the early years of post-war America. It was a time of recovery and rebuilding. The war had ended just 5 years earlier, and the United States was moving into a new age of prosperity. The Lincoln wheat cent, designed by Victor David Brenner, had already become a symbol of resilience and national pride, showing the strong, dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the graceful wheat stalks on the reverse, a design that celebrated hard work and growth. The 1950 wheat penny was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The version without a mint mark came from the Philadelphia Mint, which was the largest and most productive of them all. That no mint mark detail does not mean it was an error, it simply means it was made in Philadelphia, as that mint did not use mint marks on its coins during that era. However, what makes certain 1950 no mint mark wheat pennies special is not just where they were made, it is how perfectly they were preserved, how sharp the strike appears, and how bright the original red luster shines even after more than 7 decades. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these pennies, so finding one in circulation today is not uncommon. But finding one in pristine, untouched condition, with blazing red surfaces and crisp details, is what turns an ordinary cent into a valuable collectible. Collectors search for examples graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company with a mint state designation, especially those with grades of MS 66 or higher. At that level, even the smallest imperfections matter, and a coin's color designation, red, red-brown, or brown, can significantly influence its value. Now, let us talk about the fascinating features that make this coin shine among mid-century American cents. The bold relief of Lincoln's portrait, the fine lettering of "In God We Trust," and the sharply defined wheat stalks on the reverse all reflect the quality of craftsmanship at the Philadelphia Mint in 1950. Many collectors also look for special varieties, such as double die errors or repunch dates, which can multiply the coin's value several times over. These small details, visible only under magnification, have made the 1950 wheat penny an exciting subject for variety hunters and error collectors alike. The collector demand for the 1950 no mint mark wheat penny remains strong, especially for high-grade red examples that have retained their brilliant copper glow. Over time, copper naturally darkens due to oxidation, which makes the survival of fully red coins exceptionally rare. This is why dedicated collectors are willing to pay premium prices for pieces that look as fresh and bright as the day they left the mint. Now for the part every collector waits for: the real auction results that prove how valuable this humble penny can be. According to verified auction records, a stunning 1950 no mint mark wheat penny graded mint state 67 red by the Professional Coin Grading Service sold for an incredible $8,812.50 at Heritage Auctions. That is right, over $8,000 for a 1-cent coin that was once just everyday pocket change. Even slightly lower graded examples in MS-66 red have reached prices between $2,000 and $4,000, depending on the coin's eye appeal and color quality. Condition truly is king in the world of numismatics. A lightly circulated 1950 wheat penny might be worth only a few cents, but an uncirculated one with strong luster and perfect surfaces can make a collector's heart race. It is proof that sometimes the difference between a penny and a prize is simply how well it has been cared for over time. So here is my question for you. Have you ever taken a closer look at your own 1950 wheat pennies? Could there be one sitting quietly in your collection, waiting to reveal its hidden worth? Maybe your old coin jar holds a treasure from the Philadelphia Mint that could surprise you with its beauty, rarity, and value. If this story amazed you, then do not stop here. Drop a comment and tell us what rare wheat pennies you have found or which one you dream of discovering next. Hit the like button if you love the thrill of coin hunting, and keep your eyes open, because sometimes history hides in the smallest coins, and fortune favors the collectors who dare to look closely. This is HD Coin's world, where every coin tells a story, and every story has the power to inspire discovery. Number 5. Imagine holding a small piece of metal that survived more than a century. A coin struck during the turmoil of World War I, a time when the world was changing forever. The 1917 wheat penny with S mint mark is not just a coin, it is a witness to American history, a masterpiece of early 20th century craftsmanship, and for collectors, it is one of the most thrilling and valuable treasures from the wheat cent series. This coin carries a legacy that blends rarity, artistry, and historical depth, the kind of story that turns ordinary pennies into symbols of fortune and fascination. The year 1917 marked a turning point for the United States. The nation had just entered World War I, industries were booming to support the war effort, and the San Francisco Mint, represented by that small S mint mark, was working at full capacity to produce coinage for a rapidly growing economy. Each 1917 S wheat penny tells a story of America's determination and strength in a world filled with uncertainty. Designed by the talented Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and resilience, while the reverse proudly displays 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent, representing growth, agriculture, and the foundation of the nation's prosperity. What makes the 1917 S wheat penny so fascinating is the combination of its limited production and the era it comes from. The San Francisco Mint struck only around 32 million pieces, a modest number compared to the massive mintages that came later in the century. Most of these coins circulated heavily through decades of commerce, which means that surviving examples in pristine condition are incredibly rare today. Every sharp detail, every glint of original red luster, and every untouched surface can transform this simple 1-cent coin into a true collector's prize. Collectors treasure this coin for its unique charm and its distinct San Francisco craftsmanship. The S mint mark just below the date gives it a special identity, a mark that immediately catches the eye of experienced numismatists. On well-preserved examples, the bold profile of Lincoln appears crisp and lifelike, with the fine details of his beard and coat visible even under magnification. On the reverse, the wheat stalks curve beautifully along the edge, their lines clear and elegant, proof of the quality of minting during that era. The 1917 S wheat penny is also a key date for those who collect early Lincoln cents. It represents a challenge. Finding one with strong details and original color has become increasingly difficult. Most coins from this era were struck on planchets that often showed minor flaws, and the dies used at San Francisco were sometimes overused, leading to softer strikes. This makes high-grade examples stand out even more dramatically when they appear on the market. In today's collector world, the demand for high-grade 1917 S wheat pennies has skyrocketed. Circulated coins might sell for just a few dollars, but when you move into higher mint state grades, especially those with rich red tones, the values climb steeply. The difference between a coin with a brown surface and one with a full red luster can be worth thousands of dollars more, depending on eye appeal and preservation. Now for the most exciting part: the real auction records that prove how extraordinary this coin truly is. A magnificent 1917 wheat penny graded mint state 66 red by the Professional Coin Grading Service was sold by Heritage Auctions for an astonishing $34,500. Yes, that is over $34,000 for a 1-cent coin struck more than 100 years ago. Even examples graded MS-65 red have been known to sell between $10,000 and $20,000 at major numismatic auctions. These breathtaking prices show the unstoppable passion collectors have for these early San Francisco wheat pennies. Condition and grading play a critical role in determining this coin's market value. Collectors look for strong strikes, smooth fields, and glowing red surfaces, signs that the coin was well preserved and carefully stored. Any wear, corrosion, or spotting can lower its value significantly, but a pristine example with sharp detail and full mint brilliance is a treasure that captures both beauty and investment potential. So here is a question for every viewer and coin enthusiast. Have you ever checked your old pennies for that small but powerful S mark from 1917? Could one of history's most remarkable wheat pennies be hiding in your collection, just waiting to be discovered? Sometimes, all it takes is one lucky find to change how you see your coins forever. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden treasures from America's past, then share your discovery stories in the comments below. Tell us which rare wheat pennies you have found, or which one you hope to uncover next. Smash that like button if you believe that even a single penny can hold a piece of history. Because here on HD Coins World, we celebrate every coin, every story, and every collector who dares to dream of striking gold in copper form. Number 6. Imagine reaching into a jar of old coins and finding a penny that has traveled through time, a coin that carries the quiet power of American history in its copper surface. The 1939 wheat penny with no mint mark may look simple at first glance, but behind its modest appearance lies a story of craftsmanship, survival, and surprising value that makes collectors take notice even today. This coin is more than just a piece of metal. It is a preserved moment from the late 1930s, a time when America was standing on the edge of monumental change. The year 1939 was one of transition and uncertainty. The Great Depression was finally easing, and while the United States had not yet entered World War II, the world was already preparing for it. Factories were growing, jobs were returning, and the U.S. Mint was working steadily to meet the country's demand for coinage. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, continued to represent the ideals of strength and perseverance, with the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two graceful wheat stalks on the reverse, symbols of national pride and agricultural abundance. The 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced the largest share of cents that year. Over 316 million pieces. Because Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, these are identified simply by their date. While that huge mintage means most examples are not considered extremely rare, the story changes dramatically when condition comes into play. Finding one of these coins in pristine, untouched mint state condition, with full red color and sharp details, is a true collector's challenge, and that is where the real value begins to rise. Each 1939 wheat penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that classic reddish tone that collectors love. But over the decades, many of these coins darken to brown or red-brown shades due to oxidation, making bright red examples extremely hard to find. The sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the clarity of the inscriptions, and the smoothness of the fields all play a crucial role in determining a coin's grade, and ultimately its market price. What makes the 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny special is not just its design, but its place in history. It was one of the last wheat pennies struck before the U.S. entered the war, when copper would soon become a critical metal for military production. Within just a few years, the familiar copper cents would be replaced by steel in 1943, so the 1939 wheat penny stands as one of the final pre-war examples of traditional bronze coinage, marking the end of an era in American minting. Collectors are drawn to the 1939 wheat penny because of its balance between availability and quality potential. Circulated examples are common, but those in gem condition are highly sought after. A perfectly preserved 1939 penny with its original mint brilliance can command impressive prices, especially when graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company as mint state 67 red or higher. Now, let us talk about real auction prices. The proof that even a coin minted in large numbers can still surprise the world with its worth. According to verified auction records, a dazzling 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny graded mint state 67 red by the Professional Coin Grading Service sold at Heritage Auctions for an incredible $7,675. Yes, that is over $7,000 for a 1-cent coin that many people once overlooked as ordinary change. Even examples in lower mint states, like MS 66 red, can reach prices between $1,000 and $2,000, depending on color and strike quality. Condition remains the ultimate deciding factor in value. Coins stored carefully for generations, away from moisture, air, and contact, can still display their original fiery copper tone, making them rare treasures in today's market. Collectors know that once a coin's color fades, its value can drop dramatically, which is why red designated wheat pennies remain in such high demand. So, here is a question for every coin lover watching. Have you checked your 1939 wheat pennies lately? Could there be a hidden gem sitting quietly in your collection, waiting to reveal its real potential? Maybe you have one that still glows with that original red brilliance, the kind that collectors dream of finding. If this story made you look at your old pennies in a new light, drop a comment below and tell us what you have discovered. Which year of wheat penny do you think could be the next big surprise in the coin world? Smash that like button if you believe that even the simplest coin can carry a century of history and untold value. Because here on HD Coins World, every coin tells a story, and every story reminds us that treasures are still hiding in plain sight. Number 7. Imagine this. A small, ordinary-looking penny that has survived the final year of World War II. The 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark is not just a coin, it is a symbol of hope, endurance, and the American spirit during one of the most transformative moments in world history. This little copper cent carries within it the echoes of victory, the sweat of factory workers, and the promise of peace after years of global conflict. For collectors, it represents more than just value. It represents history in the palm of your hand. The year 1945 marked the end of World War II, a moment that reshaped the entire world. As American soldiers returned home and factories shifted from producing weapons to consumer goods, the United States Mint also transitioned back to normal operations. During the early 1940s, the Mint had temporarily changed the composition of pennies to steel in 1943, due to copper shortages for the war effort. But by 1944, the Mint returned to using recycled shell casings and copper to produce traditional bronze cents. A powerful reminder that even the materials of war could be turned into symbols of peace. The 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced an astonishing 1,040,460,000,000 coins that year. Because Philadelphia did not use mint marks at that time, these coins simply display the date, 1945, without any letter beneath it. While this huge mintage means they are not rare in everyday condition, their real value lies in high-grade, perfectly preserved examples, coins that look as if they were struck yesterday, glowing with that rich red copper brilliance that collectors adore. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a figure who himself symbolized unity and perseverance during America's darkest hours. On the reverse, 2 elegant wheat stalks frame the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, along with the powerful national motto, E pluribus unum. This simple yet iconic design connects every collector to the roots of American strength and determination, a design that remained unchanged for half a century, from 1909 to 1958. The unique charm of the 1945 no-mint mark wheat penny lies in its beauty and historical timing. It was minted in a year when the world was celebrating peace and renewal, giving this coin a sense of emotional significance that few others can match. Each 1945 penny holds the warmth of victory, and that story, combined with condition and color, is what makes it truly collectible. Collectors look closely at details like the strike sharpness, the clarity of Lincoln's features, and the color grading, brown, or full red. A full red example, with unbroken luster and no darkening from oxidation, can command impressive prices on the collector market. The Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Company both certify these coins, and even the slightest improvement in grade can double or triple their value. Now for the most exciting part, the real auction results that prove how valuable this seemingly common penny can be. According to verified records, a 1945 no-mint mark wheat penny graded mint state 67 plus red by the Professional Coin Grading Service sold at heritage auctions for an incredible $9,600. Yes, nearly $10,000 for a single penny struck during the closing days of World War II. Even those in slightly lower mint state 66 red condition can sell between $2,000 and $4,000, depending on brilliance, surface quality, and overall eye appeal. Condition is everything in the world of numismatics. A circulated 1945 penny might only be worth a few cents, but one preserved in perfect red luster, untouched by time and handled with care, can turn into a collector's dream. That is why coin enthusiasts continue to hunt for these gems in old rolls, family collections, and estate finds, hoping to uncover that one brilliant piece that tells both a personal and national story. So here is my question for you. Have you ever taken a close look at your 1945 wheat pennies? Could one of them be hiding that fiery red glow of perfection, ready to shock you with its true value? Every coin has a story, but few tell it with as much heart as the 1945 wheat penny, a symbol of victory, peace, and prosperity in post-war America. If this story inspired you, drop a comment below and tell us what rare wheat pennies you have discovered, or which year you believe might hold the next big surprise. Smash that like button if you love learning about coins that combine history and hidden fortune. Because here on HD Coins World, every coin reminds us that even the smallest treasures can carry the biggest stories, and sometimes, the next $1 million discovery is already in your pocket.